TLO's also set up some burrowed banelings. Oh, this is where we start talking about the tactics he is best known for. That is the problem when you go for these clever tactics, though. TLO, by the way, I love this. Burrowed Zergling at every base means that Alive, it's going to cost him a scan to take any expansions. Running your left, running right. Banelings, you managed to burrow in the heat of battle. These are the best Banelings, by the way. When the ones that are, it's almost hidden in plain sight. You weren't looking for it because you thought you killed everything. Ling's hoping to run all over the place. A couple burrow. It's going to force scans to just cause some shenanigans. I mean, really, TLO has set up this thing where it'll be nice for further engagements, but right now there's nothing you can really, like, these aren't banelings. We get the Infestor burrowing through to the front lines. I think you want to pop out. There we go. Fungals go down, but it's not going to be a big fight here that matters that much. Widowmines still haven't really gone off on anything. Hits some of the links, and TLO may have found himself a little bit too over-dedicated, but hold the phone! He actually gets a huge fungal on the top side of that army! Takes out a good quarter of Alive's forces and continues to push on through. The thing I do worry about for this, though, is there's no longer a lot of support for these Ultralisks. They're really great when they got fungal growths or lings or banelings or anything accompanying them, but even though the upgrades are still favoring TLO, he's going to lose these Ultras at this rate. Bounces back, goes north side, splits his Ultras. Bunker gonna break. Alive's army, though, trying to do what it can to punch through this impossibly thick chitinous plating. What's the default armor actually called on these guys? Zerg Ground Carapace. How lame. Terran get like cool names usually. I guess it's just the weapon upgrades. Either way, TLO gonna take the game number 1. Game number 2 here in the finals of this week's Corsair Cup. Spawning in the bottom right side of the map. He actually leads 1-0 to his opponent. It is going to be the European defender, the Blue Zerg, TLO. And in the bottom left, it's going to be coming from Korea, the away team player, the Red Terran, Alive. Two medevacs are going to go straight to the main. That next one, I imagine, goes straight over here. The 1-1 doesn't time out with this, though. I do want to point out that is a big difference. It's just going to be for a quick stim. And full surround. TLO with a quick response will push this back. Now, he doesn't have the queen count to just jump on top of this. He does have 5 queens. But with only 1 in the main initially, can't really force these medevacs out just yet. But one of them getting low. The Widowmine helping clean that up. And oh my god, Alive's Widowmine. You know, unfortunately, no matter how bad Alive plays, like even in his worst games, TLO can't really take too many risks or make many mistakes. But this was a situation where he gets a little bit greedy, in my opinion. The tank pops off. The banelings don't really connect with much. And while the Zerglings are getting good kills, they are at their limits. I take this back, though. I didn't even realize he got to the mineral line while this was going on. So, okay, the army trade, not so great. Killing 19 SCVs, though, that certainly was. I mean, one of the tanks went down, and that was not that big of a pickoff. But the fact that TLO still has staying power blows me away. This should have been him pulling back a long time ago. A couple of burrowed units here and there as well. Even a burrowed baneling looking to hit these Marines. So he'll save that for another day. There's really no reason for Alive to be scanning this either, so he won't lose those anytime soon. But maybe on the retreat as the units get pushed back into this baneling. TLO, he's got the burrow, gets a huge hit on the core of the Marines, and this forces Alive back once again. More SCVs go down, the ones that have been transferred through. Marines are so low, the tanks are helping friendly fire them down. Banelings get big hits on the front line, and TLO is continuing to just flood with more and more Zerglings. But 3-3 starts up for TLO. Alive not even thinking about 3-3 right now. He can't afford it after all. He's got gas, but doesn't have minerals. Infestor looking for that fungal. Catches every single unit in that army. Big surround out of TLO. He's looking for kills. He's looking for blood. None of the fungal comes down. Catches the medevacs. Nothing to kill the medevacs, but the army underneath it gets absolutely obliterated. So it's nice seeing TLO playing at its full potential against a really tough guy like this. But if the Spore Crawler gets damaged, that might trigger the fight. TLO has so many units to come in with, so many angles with which to engage. He gets a fungal growth off, catches some of the units in the middle of the map. Ultralist still staying back. He knows he has to wait for that chitinous plating. It's 10 seconds out, and if he engages too soon, all the Ultralists will melt away. Alive is not comes in from the north with some banelings on that backside. Ultralists, of course, going to get transfused by the queens. That one Ultra is actually blocked out by the queens. Banelings from the backside separate, split, and this gets all kinds of bad for Alive. It's not even going to be a close fight at the end of the day. His army gets annihilated. GGs get called, and TLO takes a 2-0 lead in the series and is now on 1 win away from locking down this week's Corsair Cup. I think the way I owe TLO show match money, I owe him possibly today's prize pool. This guy's going to get a big paycheck from BaseTrade TV today. We'll host them for you once a month. We'll hook you up. Like, there's some cool rewards on there, but nobody claims them ever, so I don't know what to do with my Patreon to make it more enticing. Because, yeah, nobody takes advantage of the things. We do have the Zerglings. Okay, that was a bit awkward. The Zerglings burrowed over here. They don't really do much in terms of, like, threatening damage. After all, it's one Zergling, but it is scouting for TLO. And while you can't keep Overlords up because Alive will snipe them off, you can keep the Zerglings burrowed and see exactly where that army's moving. So he's aware that the wall over here is left undefended because he just saw everything moving to the left side. Otherwise, this would be a risky move to go in like this. Turbo's another great way. Absolutely. I mean, I prefer money to me. Oh, big hit out of TLO! But, you know, whatever floats your boat. Twitch Turbo Alive, unfortunately, will once again find himself perhaps walking on top of Banelings. Oh no, the scan is good though at the last second and TLO is denied these really awesome hits. But he saw that there were Banelings burrowed, maybe hoping that TLO... Oh, was that bait out of TLO? Was that the sickest bait out of TLO? I think it was! Makes him look like there's no Banelings in play, but big hits on the core of that army. And once again, Alive loses a lot of what he had to fight with. TLO, maybe who's trading out like TLO, but oh my god, the Widowmine had just killed 17 units, and while TLO was getting phenomenal Baneling hits this game, he unfortunately takes a really unfortunate Widowmine hit here. Unfortunately unfortunate. Let's get that out of my system and never do that again. There's 3 Banelings burrowed in the heat of battle, and I don't know if Alive saw that or not. The hardest part is catching TLO doing the tricks that he does. It's like Penn and Teller. You know that they're doing tricks. You just can't see how they're doing it. You're like, I know that's really hard to tell with the corpses flying everywhere, even on low graphics settings. But even harder to tell on high and ultra. What's up to the stream? Just bragging a little bit, but 2 more Banelings for TLO! Alive! It's not safe! Go back home! This is how people develop agoraphobia. Too scared to leave the house. Not safe to leave the base. We're one of those a bit later. Scan goes down. Fungal growths catch the army, but is this going to be enough to do anything with? Ooh, I like the parasitic bomb. That's going to pair up nicely, and these liberators get demolished for it. Doesn't quite kill all of them, but man, oh man, are they low. They're all one shot from dead. Ghost on the south side, it may have been a bit of an over-sacrifice of the infestors if he can't stop the Ghost from firing. Ghost got the snipes coming into play. Ultras can't quite get the splash. Banelings and everything do what they can to interrupt the snipes. Now the Marauders getting backwards, and the Ravagers looking to catch the army with the corrosive vials! So sick! TLO just completely wrecked Alive for the 3rd game in a row, and I think that this is going to be that 3-0. We had a bit of questionable time where this got sketchy for TLO, but Alive taps out, and ladies and gentlemen, TLO takes the series 3-0. Not only taking on a very formidable Korean, but doing it with style. The Baneling burrows were so sick in that series. I'm like actually spitting because of how excited I got watching that. That was awesome. I know you've been doing burrow tactics for a while. You've been doing the creative, special, cool tactics for a while. The Banelings here look so well rehearsed, though. Like I can't. Like we see other players try this from time to time, but you were doing a lot of stuff like specifically on the retreat. You'd have like 3 burrow in the middle of corpses, like almost impossible to see, even to the observer, much less your opponent. Like, have you just been working on that specifically for a while, or is that just like, man, I've always been good at this move? Like that was so good to watch because it was so clean out of you.
I think it's more just things coming together again, because there's a lot of things I want to do, but then I'm not well practiced, or if I'm distracted by anything in my life, or if I have pain, it's very easy to be very focused and just do all these things and be on top of my mechanics, because I'm a very mechanical player, even though people always say I'm a player that is creative. You know, I think when I'm at my best, I'm very mechanical. I just use those mechanics to do things that other people might not be doing, but it's very hard to do these things consistently. So I think I'm just enabled to do these things again now. I don't really need to practice where I put my Banelings. That's just, you know,
second nature. Yeah,
it comes naturally. And also just Snoot. I always bring up Snoot, but it's like, seriously, anything good I'm doing is half because of Snoot. And he's just very cerebral about the game. He thinks so much about it, so now I'm thinking more about it as well because of him. Yeah, just core concepts that are just better again.